Hey, welcome to an episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. It's been a while. It's been a while since I wore this shirt. It's been a while. Well, I was going to say it's been a while since I reviewed a barley wine. This isn't technically a barley wine, it's an old ale. Bell's Third Coast Old Ale, to be specific. We finally started getting Bell's here about a year ago, year and a half, something like that. We only got like their, regular stuff, but we're starting to get like all their, like the more rarities and seasonals and stuff. I can't believe we got this one. So thanks to the distributorship network for making that happen. Anyways, on with the beer review. I don't know if you can see this. It's not really picking up on camera, but it's like, it looks like black, maybe brown on camera, but it's actually like a beautiful shade of like burgundy, like a cherry wood color. It's definitely translucent. The head did come up to here when I first poured it, nice, 2.5, 3 finger head or so. Smells pretty good. It doesn't smell like quite as intense as like, say, like the Southern Tier, Cuvée, or any of those. It's actually, for like a strong, super strong beer like this, 10.2 ABV. It smells good, but it's like I thought it'd be like way more pungent than this. I get like a ton of cherry on this one. It's like cherry. It's like almost like sangria or what's like a really dark red wine? Cabernet Sauvignon. I don't know wine. Anyways, let's get on with the drinking this. Cheers. Very, 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 very similar to a barley wine. It's actually not quite as sweet as your typical barley wine, English, American, or otherwise. The thing about old ales is they basically are just barley wines aged in barrels. Actually, my homebrew club, we're making our own old ale. We brewed a full 60-gallon brew at a small brewery in Troy called Rare Form, and we're aging it in a 𝗟𝗡𝗏 𝗑𝑟𝑒ℎ barrel. There's a video of it on my Albany Brew Crafters channel. I don't know why I mentioned that. Getting back to this. Yeah, so I said it looks cherry, kind of smells cherry, definitely has like a cherry flavor to it. Almost like a liqueur or like cherry puree. We get chocolate up front, kind of like milk chocolate. Little bit of like a winey, actually more like sangria, like I was saying, almost kind of like fruit punch, where it's, because I'm not getting grape on this. Like a lot of like imperial stouts and stuff, you get like that sour grape quality. That's not what I mean on this one. This one, it's just kind of like in that kind of Belgian quad territory, like those really dark fruits. It's like your dark cherry, maybe a little bit of fig, maybe even like a little bit of strawberry in here. On the finish, it's even richer. It's like a ton of toffee. The bitterness on this one's actually kind of low, relatively speaking. A lot of barley wines, you go into them, especially their American ones, they're huge malt and huge hop. This one it's actually, I would call it very big malt and, a good amount of bitterness. The hops really are not the star of the show here. I don't think they're really meant to be. This beer doesn't taste unbalanced to me though either. And kind of like what I was getting back to what I was saying before is, I thought it was going to be like way stronger than this. It's remarkable that it's like this. I don't want to say this mild. It's just that it's this not, intense. Yeah, it's like vanilla, cherry, a little bit of chocolate, confined bitterness. Nice lacing on this one. Anyways, I'm going to take a break, and we'll be right back with my final word. Cheers.
Hey craft beer drinkers, have we got a book for you? The Handbook of Porters and Stouts. This book documents the greatest examples of dark beer available on the market today. From old world traditional brews to American craft breweries pushing the boundaries of what dark beer can be. You'll learn about the origins of the styles as well as the brewers behind the beer. Available in bookstores November 11th or pre-order from Amazon at a discounted rate today. Come to the dark side with the Handbook of Porters and Stouts by Josh Christie and 𝗏𝗏.
Alright, I am back finishing up the Bell's Third Coast Old Ale. That's a really ugly label. I don't know what's the deal with that. I mean, it's just like a stark black and white, generic. This looks like something, almost like something you'd see on a Saranac label, but not nearly as colorful. Yes, I don't know what's the deal with that. I never read the description there. An ale for those who appreciate complexity and vintage character. Fill a snifter and enjoy it now, or commit some bottles to cellar to test your patience. This was bottled on September 5th, which was only a month and a half ago. So it's still very fresh. You know what's interesting? I mean, for 10.2, like the alcohol here is not distracting. I let this sit out for like a half hour too. So a lot of these beers, they're just like overwhelming. Like you just smell booze, taste booze, feel heat. You do not get that on this one, which is really impressive. I mean, to me, it's drinking more like a 7 or 8% beer for better or for worse. I mean, the drinkability on this one is very, very high considering. Really, really like that kind of fruity flavor on the back end. Anyways, let's rate this on Rate Beer. Aroma, I mean, it's good, but it's not amazing. I think I'm going to give it a 7 on aroma. Appearance, I'll give it a 5 on appearance. I love that color. It did have a nice big head. Sticking around, getting some lacing. Give it a 5 out of 5 on appearance. Taste, thought it tastes really, really good. Well, I mean, not like mind-blowingly amazing, but nice and good. I'll give it kind of torn between an 8 and a 9 down here. I think I'm going to go 8. Palate, again, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5 on palate. It's so smooth. No alcohol burn or anything like that. It's like very, very comfortable in the mouth, like silky. It's not cloying. Like there's, kind of like a little bit of like a dry bitter aftertaste, but nothing nothing too annoying or anything. Overall, I'm gonna go a tad low on this one for this kind of beer. I'm gonna go 16 out of 20. To me, that's like 15 seems to be like about average, so I'll go a little bit above average, which gives a total score of 4.1, which is a 9 out of 10 on my scale. I would agree with that. I mean, to me, it's a 9. It's a low 9. I thought it would be way better than this, but it's not a bad beer at all. So there you go, 9 out of 10 for Bell's Third Coast Old Ale. So that is it for this episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. I hope you guys like that commercial break there. If you want to buy my book, I'll put the link in the description box. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.